Hit the reset button.
Take it from the top.
Let's sail the seas and hunt for Eddie's lost treasure.
Hey, we're good, Dolores.
Go ahead.
We're good?
We're good.
Okay. Thank you all for joining us tonight. This is the June 28th meeting of the Zoning and Land Use Committee. We are meeting in quorum to discuss a BSA application for 437 88th Street to allow a physical culture establishment, a gym, at the site, which is not permitted under the zoning. And we will have a presentation from the applicant by Todd Dale.
Okay, if we're ready to go, it's nice to see everybody.
Okay. I think first we're going to run through a quick slide presentation of the issues.
Well, I think that, Todd, maybe as you go through, we just have some slides that you sent us in the application.
Sure, and if there's any questions about any of those materials, we can stop and I can answer, as we go along. So anyway, good evening, Todd Dale for the applicant again. This is, as noted, a special permit application pursuant to section 7336 of the zoning resolution to allow a physical culture establishment or a gym that will be operated as Blink Fitness in a building that is proposed to be enlarged. This site is on the north side of 88th Street to the west, I believe, of 5th Avenue. Yes, the west of 5th Avenue. It's an irregular site. It has 100 feet frontage on the north side of 88th Street by a maximum depth of 125.67 feet. The total lot area is 10,200 square feet. This site is actually split between two zoning districts. The majority of the site is in a C82 zoning district. That's 100 feet is in the C82. And then the western portion of the lot, 10 feet and change, 10.17 feet, is in a C4 2A district. Both of those zoning districts allow for the special permit that is being sought. Currently, the site has an existing building. It is cellar, basement, and first floor building that has been used for commercial uses historically. There is an application that's filed at the Department of Buildings for a proposed enlargement of the building to make it become a cellar and 4-story building. They're essentially going to add 2 stories to the building and convert what is a basement floor into an actual first floor. So cellar and 4 stories is what it will be. Right now it is cellar and 2 above ground stories. The one level is a basement because a portion of it is slightly below grade. The proposed PCE would be located on portions of the cellar, first and second floor of this enlarged building. The first floor would just be a lobby, 258 square feet. The cellar, 8,993 square feet, will include locker rooms and activity areas, PCE activity areas and office space. And then the second floor would be the largest floor, 10,085 square feet for the entirety of the second floor. And that's where the primary gym activity would take place. For this special permit, I'm not sure how many I assume every community board probably has seen one or a few of these. The specific findings for 7336 require that you are in one of the eligible districts. This is an eligible district, both the C4 2A and the C82 district. And then there's 2 findings. The first is that it will not impair the essential character or future development of the neighborhood. And we postulate this will not, because this is a typical commercial use that would be suitable for this district. And the next is that the proposed facility needs to offer one of a few specified uses. In this case, the facility would offer classes for physical improvement and also facilities for weight reduction and bodybuilding, which is one of the permitted uses in order to qualify as a PCE. The last thing I'll say is I'm not sure how familiar any or all of you might be with Blink Fitness. Blink is actually part of the Equinox family. there's a number of Blink Fitnesses throughout Brooklyn. The two closest to this particular location, I don't know if they're within the area of your community board, but one is at 6502 18th Avenue. It's the intersection of 65th. And then there's one over on 5109 4th Avenue at the intersection of 51st. So not that close, but there are two. Those are the two closest Blinks to this. But there are a number of Blink facilities throughout all 5 boroughs. I'm happy to answer any questions about this particular special permit. Last thing I'll say is administratively, just so you're aware, this was filed at the Board of Standard Appeals recently. The calendar number, I don't know if you have it for your records because they didn't assign it until after we forwarded it to your community board. The calendar number is 2020-33-BZ. Because of the digital and remote filing, it's taken a little longer to get calendar numbers from the BSA. They're not assigned at the time of filing. But anyway, this was filed. We have not received a notice of comments yet from the BSA. I wouldn't expect one for a few weeks, and we're likely not to have a hearing before the BSA, I would say no sooner than September, if that early. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, anyone? Welcome, Steve.
Don't forget to raise your hand. I muted everybody.
I see Ann put a question in the chat.
Okay. I'm sorry I missed it.
And it said the enlargement is as of right and the use is a special permit and is Blink to be a tenant.
Blink is going to be a tenant. They do not own the building. The enlargement was improved. Yes, the enlargement is allowed. The bulk is allowed. It was approved by the Department of Buildings. I'm trying to let me see if I've got the exact date. I believe it was January of this year where it was approved. Actually, if you look on DOB right now on their website, the latest amendment to the job says disapproved. But just so you know, that's so we could obtain the denial for this. The way it works is you need to have DOB say, no, you can't have the use, and they deny our change of use in order for us to go to the BSA to file. But that's the reason it says denied right now at DOB. But it is an as of right use. And then the special permit, it's not allowed as of right, but this is one of the districts where you can obtain the special permit for a PCE. It's generally all the manufacturing districts and all the commercial districts, except for C1 commercial districts do not allow this special permit.
She then asks if Blink leaves, what are the repercussions?
Well, when this is approved, should this be approved by the BSA, they approve specific plans, and as a matter of practice in their resolution, they also approve a specific operator. When we file these applications, there's actually a form that you need to send to the Department of Investigation. It's not part of the public record, but it gets sent to the city and they tie it to a particular operator. So if Blink were to leave, then the building owner would have a couple of options. They could convert the space to an as-of-right commercial space, which would be, in this case, in the cellar level, like retail or storage or office or something that's allowed in a commercial district. Or if they wanted to have another PCE operator move in, let's say like, I don't know, take your choice, New York Sports Club or something like that, they would need then to go back to the BSA and file for an amendment in order to reflect a change in the operator. And the BSA and the board and the commissioners would review that new operator and with respect to any potential changes that they wanted. Okay, it's the same thing as if they wanted to add 500 square feet to this, you would need to go back to the BSA. In this case, if you want to change the operator, you would have to go back to the BSA.
Barbara has her hand up. Barbara, just unmute yourself.
The owner is listed as 9322 3rd Avenue, and I checked that out, and the owner is listed as living, or his address is at the UPS store.
Oh,
It's possible if it's a corporation. Corporations will often take mailing at a UPS or a post office box. To be honest, our primary representative, we represent Blink as the tenant. We don't represent the building owner. They do authorize us to file this application, but we're not directly tied to the particular owner, so I don't know much about the ownership entity.
So would you say this is a franchise?
For Blink? No, Blink is corporate owned. Blink is part of the Equinox family. Equinox, I don't know if you know, Equinox, Blink is part of that. Soul Cycle is part of Equinox, but this is owned by the Equinox Corporation. It's not a franchise from Equinox.
Okay.
Susan, and Susan, you can raise, you could raise your hand and speak. Anne's only doing that because she doesn't have a mic, but Susan asked, what type of business was in this building prior to Blink?
To be honest, I'm not sure. It's been vacant for some time. Just 1 second. Let me take a look and see what the last certificate of occupancy. Maybe we can decipher what used to be there.
I think I know. It was some kind of,
Okay.
it was some kind of a nightclub.
Okay, there you go. To be honest, the last certificate of occupancy actually says offices, showrooms for household equipment, and accessory parking for the showroom for household equipment. So it looks as if it was an appliance store before it was the nightclub, and whoever ran the nightclub did not update the CO during the interim. One of the conditions, should this special permit be granted by the BSA, is they do set forth a requirement you do update the certificate of occupancy to show the use. Typically, they give you a year. I don't know if they're going to go 18 months because of the current circumstances and anything slowed down, but it will be a requirement of a grant that the certificate of occupancy is updated.
And asks, so the only question in this application is the special permit for physical culture.
Correct. It's for this particular use, yes. It's not like a variance where you need to make the typical findings for a variance. In this case, they're very specific findings. And those 3 findings are you in a district where it's allowed? Is the proposed use going to disturb is it fit with the neighborhood character, or will it disturb any potential future development? And then they want to show that you provide one of the uses that are listed. We provide the weightlifting and the bodybuilding, but other options, just for your reference, are like racquetball courts. If you provide racquetball courts, you would qualify as a PC. There are a few different options that are listed in the findings.
Any other questions?
Anne wrote another question. She asks, the only question is this application the special permit for physical culture establishment?
Yes. It's the physical culture establishment is a use as defined in the zoning resolution. And in order to have that use, you need to get this. You're not allowed to have a PCE, as they're called, as of right anywhere within the city. Every single gym within the city is required to get this special permit.
No other hands are raised, no other comments in the chat.
I mean, I think we understand the reason for the application for the special permit. We have had the same request for special permits from other physical cultural establishments in the community. So any further discussion? Does anyone want to make a motion?
Stephen's hand is up. Stephen, unmute yourself.
I move that we approve.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Second. Discussion?
Further discussion?
Yeah. I
Okay.
just wanted to say that this particular street seems like a fairly reasonable place for an establishment of this type. That's all.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion. We have a second. We've had discussion. Shall we vote? Full question?
Yes. Do you want a roll call vote?
Have to.
Yes.
Okay. I will call the roll. Doris Cruz,
Yes.
Michael Devine,
Yes.
Ann Falutico. I think she's on chat. She's a yes. In favor? Okay, Barbara Gurmack? Barbara?
You have to unmute, Barbara.
What can I do? You break the rules?
Barbara, can you hear me?
Yes, I vote yes.
Okay, Steve Harrison?
Aye.
Brian Kazuba?
Aye.
Stephanie Mahaney?
In favor?
Anthony Marino?
Aye.
Susan Pulaski? Dean Rosina?
Yes.
Okay, it's unanimous. The roll is concluded, Madam Chair.
Very good. Thank you all. And that's our only agenda item.
That's it. Thank you.
I would just like to say that that used to be a club, and many a times in my 20s I was there hanging out.
Right.
So it's good to see it turn into a gym.
Agreed.
What was the name of the club? Was that the Parakeet? That wasn't the.
Yeah, it was. Parakeet. No, not the Parakeet.
Parakeet was at the,
No, I forget the name of it, but it was active. It was active.
Yeah, in my time it was called Legacy.
I remember.
Yes, Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it had many incarnations.
yeah.
Right up from the bowling alley.
Yep.
All righty.
Okay, any new business?
I would just say thank you, everybody. And just so you know, for those who were here last time, we're still looking at the Fifth Avenue questions and items that were raised. Once we have more information, I'll reach out to the board and Dorothy and try and set up a follow-up meeting. Just give you an
Thank
update.
you very much.
Thanks.
Nice to have that update.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll see each other in person next time.
Aye.
So,
Bye bye.
Josephine, can you stay on?
Yes.
so any new business?
No.
Old business? Good work, guys. I think this might be a record for a zoning and land use committee meeting.
Yes.
It was more like a budget committee meeting, quick.
Safe home, everyone, right?
I miss everybody. I miss everybody.
Yes, I miss being, there's a certain sense of being together and everybody's body language and interaction, yes.
This is okay, but that's great when you're
Yes.
together. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Au
Good night,
revoir.
everybody.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Thanks, Stephanie.
I moved.
Take care, Joe.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Good
Good
night.
night, all.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy this beautiful evening.
Yes. Thank you, Mark.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you, Mark, as always.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, good night, Mark.
Good night.